Today we are going to start with embedded learning on FSD with Mongo, please. Because we need a database to store your data. Why we are going for MongoDB? The first reason, we are dealing with MERN stack. In the MERN stack, M stands for Mongo. MERN, M stands for Mongo. That's the first supermost reason to start with Mongo. Second thing, it's part of your syllabus, curriculum as well. Fifth unit of your WT is Mongo. Alright? And yeah, these two are the major reasons that we are learning for Mongo for now. Alright? In the last semester, you might have learned MySQL. Yes? Are you confident on MySQL, everybody? At least basic CRUD operations? Alright? Okay. I want the same confidence on Mongo as well. Hope you might have already done your projects. Just for completeness, those who are new to the project school, alright? For them, we need to introduce Mongo as well and also basic querying on them. Today, we'll see CRUD operations, operators, and aggregations if possible. And we'll wind up that in one day itself. Because we have a lot to do, alright, which are required for our projects. That's part that is what I'm trying to take up, please. If needed, once you know what is querying part, how do you query on it? It's very the later part isn't cakewalk for you. You yourself will learn about it, right? So let's continue. MongoDB. So it's a kind of a NoSQL database. What do you mean by NoSQL? The first part. Pardon? No structure. I thought someone would answer if it's not SQL one, that would be the NoSQL. Which is true in fact actually. Alright. Yes, the right answer would be like, if it is non-structured, then we call that as a NoSQL database. While creating your databases in the last semester, MySQL, you have the structure of your database. What do we call that structure? What is that structure called? You learned in last semester. We are talking about structure of database in MySQL. What is the structure we call? What is the terminology we use? All right. Relational database, I understand. How the, yes, schema. Schema. You forgot your, all right. That happens, no problem. Okay. So, yeah, we need a schema here for our MySQL, but whereas for NoSQL, we do not need any schema. Not structure. What does the schema is trying to say? What are the fields in the database? That schema is trying to tell us what has to be, what we need to insert, what we need to update, everything. Apart from that schema, it is not allowed. If nothing is part of that schema, if you are trying to push something into the table, it's not allowed. It's purely structured. It's purely schema dependent. For example, if I take an example of a student, roll number, name and age. There is no field called gender. In the schema, we did not design the schema such a way that we don't need any gender. If I'm trying to insert into the student table with a gender, does it accept? No, because the schema does not have the gender part in it. It is well structured over there. So, but still we need kind of a thing with the gender roles in that. What do you need to do? What is the first thing you will be doing? You will be updating your schema. Then you will try to push the data into that. Now, what a painful job, like we already designed. For example, we inserted like 100 records already. 101 record, we came to know that we need a gender also. You need to insert all again 100 records again after creating the new schema with gender. Yes or no? You're not with me? Is it confusing? Everybody? Now, I'll take another example. For example, Amazon shopping. I'm buying for something like bag, which has a bag company brand name, price of it, color of it, type of it. I mean to say, is it a leather bag or non-leather? All of them. All right. Few products has the type of it. Few products does not have the type of it. Are you seeing that? Everybody, are you with me? So what do you think that behind database would be? If this is a scenario, I'm not talking about exactly Amazon. See, think of a scenario where your structure, your product descriptions and everything, the fields may differ. Does NoSQL, does SQL helps us there to store all the data into one table likewise? Yes, maybe, but you need to have the all other fields as a null, which you do not want it. It's all again a painful job to push a null into the non-required data. We need something else. There where the NoSQL coming to picture. So depending upon your requirement, you create a document. What is a document? I'll talk in a moment. You will create a document. What you would like to have in it, it's up to you. Do you want to have a common with another document? Go ahead. Document in the sense, if I compare with an MySQL, that's a record. All right. So likewise, please, let's go ahead. Now you might have understood why we are moving for NoSQL database and what is NoSQL database. NoSQL database is something like non-schema related. All right. Yeah, is it possible to have schema in Mongo also? Yes. If we need the project, like the common thing among all. For example, you have one database, there are 4 persons in a team. The same database has to be accessed by all of them. Your way of coding, other person way of coding may differ, or your way of declaring the column name like in field names is differ from other. For example, for a students, I would take the rule number, I'll take the name. Maybe the other person, other developer may work like SNO, student rule number, student name, SNO. I hope you are seeing that, everybody. So how does it matches then? So if persons are working collectively on a single database, then we need to have some discipline over there on the database. We need a schema. So that, boss, this is the schema you need to follow. These are the field names. Try to retrieve or update or something regarding this, with respect to this. I hope you are seeing that, everybody. All right. At that time, in those situations, if it is a bigger project also, yes, schema makes a sense in this case. My MongoDB, though I'm claiming that as a NoSQL database, no schema less, but it's also supports schema. Did I make sense, everybody? And what situations we need that schema? Why I'm talking about the schema? Because upcoming classes where you'll be talking to the database, definitely you need a schema. You know, without that field, you cannot access it. You cannot get that JSON to your front end and try to render it. You may get an undefined or the field not found kind of an exceptions. We don't want that to happen. So since we are working on the same project, all of you are working on, same kind of an exercises, we need a schema there. I don't want to differ from you and me. All right. So I think I already talked about this, everybody. Okay. We already talked. NoSQL database is a non-relational database that stores data in the flexible schema model. Don't design any schema at all now. It allows whatever fields you would like to create. All right. Instead of rule-based. Rule-based in the sense schema-based. So there are other features like other NoSQL databases. What are other? I'll talk in a minute. They have flexible schema, horizontal scaling. These are the and fast querying due to the data model because there is no schema here, and ease of use for developers. If it is in smaller projects, I recommend you to go with a NoSQL database. All right. These are the other 4 important NoSQL databases, please. Document database, example Mongo, which we are talking today. Second one, key value stores NoSQL database. Can someone help me giving me example for this type? Example for document based? Example for document based NoSQL database. Mongo. Second one, key value. Pardon? Amazon DynamoDB. I thought you worked on it. All right. Example for that is Amazon DynamoDB for key value. All right. Column oriented databases. Okay. Have you heard about Cassandra? Apache Cassandra? That falls into this category. All right. Last type, graph. Okay. Any other, please? Work on it. These are the other types of NoSQL databases. We'll be working on the first type of it, document based MongoDB, because MonStack has the Mongo. There is no partiality about Mongo here. We are restricted to Mongo. We wanted that to be discussed. Please explore more and more databases. You already know MySQL. You will be learning Mongo also. Try to explore Cassandra also, if possible, GraphQL, if possible, Amazon DynamoDB. Just at least CRUD operations. All right? Yeah, these are the features of it. We already talked about this, please. And NoSQL databases handles a large volume of data because since there is no schema for it, how many documents you would like to insert, what type of a document you would like to insert, there is no schema over here, it's up to you. It supports large scale of it. If you are not since it is in schema-less, it may not throw any error to us. All right. Stores unstructured, semi-structured or structured. This is very important. Though we are focusing on unstructured, we will be concentrating on structured as well, because as I said earlier, we wanted all the team to work on the same database, that we need to have in structured one. All right. Easy updates to schemas and fields, because when you are developing any schema, the same schema, if you wanted after 101, if you want after 100 records, if you wanted to insert a new column in it, yes, you can go it. No need of inserting all of them again. All right. User friendly, because if you worked on the JSON, that will be very easy for you to understand. And since it is most of the times we maintain that on the cloud, and if the data is large, there was one point like horizontal scaling. If the data is large, we'll be clustering that. Since if one cluster is not available, other cluster is available for us in no time, so zero downtime for it. All right. Just a small comparison to get into the MongoDB, please. You already know the RDBMS example like MySQL. Right hand side, okay. Please look here. Sorry. I have an user with ID, first name, last name, mobile number, and city. For last rows, those who couldn't see that column name, I am writing for them. This is an ID. All right. And for these IDs, we have another. What do you do actually in a hobbies? Like we create another table, and for the ID, the primary key over here will be acting as like we will create a relation between this ID, which is a primary key again here. We'll create a foreign relationship between these keys, and we'll store the what do you call those user ID, if possible username. You can have the username also. And what are the hobbies he wanted. If a person can have the more than one hobby, yes, you will try to store according to that. All right. So whereas in the other user documents like this, you see ID is something, first name, last name, cell, mobile number, city. You see the hobbies over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. More than one I can hold in a format of an array, which is not possible in our structured one. I need to create ID for scraping book, I need to create ID for the eating, I need to create ID for waffles, I need to create, working is an hobby here, for another ID for the working. I'm not saying except scrapbook waffles, other ones are not general hobbies. All right, working is a mandatory thing, not a hobby. Okay, so yes, we can hold them more than that. You instead of storing that different IDs for the different hobbies in a MySQL, yes, this helps us in a NoSQL database. Okay, so here we call in the MySQL, we call this row as a record. Here we call this complete thing as a document. Related terms, please. All right. One moment. Okay. We already talked about it. So a record in MongoDB, which is a data structure composed of fields and the value. In the previous example, this one is called as a field. This one we call as a value. Okay, each document will have this. Similar to the JSON objects, please. One more example here as well. Name, Sue, age 26. This is a field. This is a value. In JSON, we call that as a key and value pair. Here we call as a field and value. Status A, groups, news and sports. Deliberately I have taken this example because it's a string, it's a number, it's a string again, it's an array, object type. So that you would understand how it is differing from a relational database. How would I design my schema if needed for this? All right, let's go ahead. So if you want me to compare with an MySQL and MongoDB terms, here are please. Database in SQL we call as an database. In MongoDB also database, please. Table we call here as in collection. Row we call here as in document or BSON document. Internally this is in BSON. Internally it's going to convert into the BSON place. Why it is in BSON? Why? If you remember, when in the last two classes or previous also, or else when you write your HTML file also, the type of your language is something like related to an UTF-8. How you would like to read the data. That uniformity. I wanted you to explore why my data has to be in a unified format. I wanted you to explore. This is one of an interview question, please. Why we wanted that one? All right. Yes. Column we call as a field. Okay. Column, for example, ID. This is an ID. This is a number, for example. Here we call as an ID colon some number. This is called as a field. The column name here, field name here. This is very important for us because most of the querying depends upon the field name. I hope we already asked you to get the installation of MongoDB. Anybody pending on it? Everybody? Did you already install Mongo on your computer? If not, please get it done very soon. Go to mongodb.com and also install Compass, which along with, you need to just click on the check mark over there. Please install it. And shell if needed, if you do not want it to work on the Compass. All right. Today I'll be using the Compass. Okay. Let me show you how it looks. This is my Compass, please. I already got installed. You see, there are some already connections in, somebody used already in the auditorium here. All right. If you look at this, I don't know how can I zoom in this. Okay, let me copy this. You cannot zoom there. See this, everybody. This is a server by default, where the MongoDB is going to connect. Yesterday or day before, you have created your own server on the Node.js, where localhost colon some port number. That localhost picked by your IP config, and it itself picks up it and run for us. Whereas the MongoDB localhost, as usual, depending upon your IP, sorry, localhost, it tries to pick up from your IP and try to replace with this localhost there internally, and the port number MongoDB will be working is in 27017. In the coming classes, if you are connecting to the MongoDB, local MongoDB, I'm not talking about Atlas, local MongoDB, you will be using this URL, please. MongoDB is a server where it is been available. Imagine this as an HTTPS. If it is an internet connected, you will be writing HTTP or HTTPS, which stands for secured one. Here it is talking to the MongoDB. All right. Localhost, depending upon your IP, it tries to pick up. And the port number where the MongoDB is running is 27017. All right. Yes, if you have installed this, for everybody, every PC, this will be the default URL for MongoDB. Let me show you shell also. Go to the command prompt. Go to the command prompt. If you have installed Mongo shell, all right, Mongo sh. This is a client. This is a client where the user will be talking to that server which I have shown you before. Mongo localhost 27017. We need some place to talk to that server, right? Yesterday our HTML file will be acting as a client. That client is trying to talk to the node server, all right, and trying to get the data from it and trying to render onto the page app.html. I hope you are seeing that, everybody. Here also we need some client to talk to our Mongo server, which is running on localhost 27017. That is the Mongo sh, please. Previously, Mongo sh, if I am not wrong, up to 7 version, it used to come by default Mongo sh. From later versions, it is not coming up. You need to exclusively install the shell version, please, which is a client here. All right. If you have installed it correctly, type Mongo sh. You see this? My client is connecting to the server where my Mongo is Mongo server. All right. Mongo sh is a client, please. Did I make clear on it, please? Difference between the client and the server? Yes or no? Your shell is a client where you will be seeing your outputs, to keep it very basic. It has to talk to the Mongo server. How do I talk? Establish a connection by typing Mongo sh. Now my shell is connected to my server Mongo which is running on the 27017 port number. Did I make sense, everybody? For SQL, what is the default port number? 8080. Similarly, for Mongo, it is 27017. If both are working, everybody, you may face a conflict between these ports. If you're working currently within Mongo, you can stop the MySQL in the services of your control panel. Stop for a while and talk with the Mongo. All right. This is where you can type the commands, please. This is one place. The other place, compass, which isn't graphically, you can see everything. So you see here, URI I'm connecting to is in Mongo localhost 27017, which I copied and pasted in the notepad. All right. Just click on connect. If you already connected with some other servers, it will be trying to show here, please, on the left hand side. All right. Click on connect. Yes, it got connected to my local server, my Mongo server 27017, which is purely on your PC, please. I cannot come and talk to your 27017. Your PC Mongo is different, my PC Mongo is different. Those are local to that PC only. Yes, if you wanted to talk on the common database, then there is a savior for us, which is an Atlas, where you might have seen the URI part before. There you need to give that URI of our Atlas, where you can also work on the same database, I can also work on the same database. Maybe you are the developer, I am the tester. You are retrieving the data, I am also retrieving the data from the same database. I will be testing whether your data and my data is matching or not. Are you all with me, everybody? All right. So now we wanted to see here also the client. I don't know whether last rows can see that. I cannot zoom in, it seems. Here, bottom left corner, if you already have the compass, connect to the Mongo. Bottom left corner, you will see Mongo SH here. Here also you can type the commands. I cannot zoom in, it seems. Cannot zoom here. All right. So that is the reason they have removed the Mongo SH coming by default after later versions. Since compass is coming by default, Mongo SH is also coming by default to the compose. That is the reason Mongo SH is exclusively you need to install in the newer versions. Previously in the compass there was no Mongo SH. All right. So yeah, let's start querying on it now. I wanted to see the databases what are available, please. How do you see databases in MySQL? Show databases. Here also it is the same, please. Show data. One moment. Yeah, you can see here I have by default admin config local comes by default. Other two are here, those who taught previously here, they have created these databases. All right. So let's here. I hope last rows can see. Now if you wanted to create a database, just type use database name. I wanted to create a database called, I have a collection called employees. So employees will work for a company. I'm trying to create a company database. Switch it to DB company. Now it is in the company. Let me again see my show databases. Does it really created or not? You see that? You are not seeing any database called company there. This is because to hold memory for it, Mongo is not allowing us to hold the databases which does not have any collections in it. All right. Now I'll show you one thing, the better way of creating an multiple data, please. I have an employee JSON here, which I'll be sharing with you in a moment. This is an employee. I have multiple employees here. All right. I wanted this data to be there. So what I will do, I will go to the compass. I will start in the databases. I will try to create a database called company. Database, create database. Let me name that as an company. Let me name the collection name as an employee. Let me see my JSON name, employee. Yeah, employee. Don't know last rows can see it or not. My database name is company. My collection name, which if you wanted to be relate to the SQL, table name, is employee. Just create it. If you see there, it has created me company here. I don't have any data in it as of now. Let me use now show databases. If you see here, there is a company. Now I wanted a data to be there. CRUD operations we'll talk in a minute. I wanted some random, some data. I wanted you to be ready. So let me, where do I share it? Okay, I'll show you first. Create collection. I already have the collection. Within collection, employee. You will see an add data here. Import file. What I'm trying to do, everybody, for example, you have newly joined to a project. Project was already running there. You have to deploy that. I mean, you wanted a database where your team is working on. What they will do, they will give you the JSON for you. If the JSON has like 100 documents in it, 100 records in it, what you will do? You will insert all of them one by one, or you will do insert many, if you already know that command, insert many and copy paste all of them. What if somewhere I miss something? So that's a non-trivial thing. It's very important to understand that way of creation is very dangerous, because if I miss something, my database is not created correctly. What they will do, they will share the JSON with you. I want you to create a collection on that JSON. So that's what I'm trying to show you. I have created a database called company. I have created a collection called employee. Now the third step, I'm trying to add that JSON data into this collection. Everybody, are you all with me? Are you all with me, everybody? Can you see that? When this situation arises, if you are newly joined to a team and you wanted that data to be used by you, they'll provide you the JSON data. You will be creating that JSON to your collection. This is called importing the JSON. Or if you get a data in a CSV file, the same way, please. All right. Import file. Select the file. You see here, you can import the JSON, you can import the CSV file. If the data is coming from the CSV, you need CSV format, you need not go to the online, convert from CSV to the JSON and then try to upload. Yes, this Compass is giving us a privilege to work with an JSON as well as an CSV. Are you all with me? All right. So, can I get quick yeses or no's, please? Are you all with me? What are we doing? You're busy, your laptop is open and working on something. I did not share any collection with you. What are you working on? If it isn't trivial thing, please, you may know something new today. If it isn't trivial to you also, please concentrate on it. So import JSON, I would like to import the JSON. You may get an CSV file from your colleagues. That also you can import it, please. So what we do actually, if you are working on the PHP, you may be connecting to the MySQL. There you wanted to talk to the JSON. What do you do now? CSV, you'll go to the online compilers, which converts CSV to an JSON, then you'll try to import. But see the beauty of MongoDB, it has in both the options. All right, JSON, select the file. I have that in my downloads. Oh, there are many actually. Let me search. Employee JSON. Open. Upload it. Import it. Close this. Done. Within no time, all the records which I have in my JSON is here now. All right. Let me see that in the Mongo SH also. You can see now use company already here. Okay, retrieving data I have to talk further. All right. Let me see, show collections. Company has employee collection. All right. Now it has been created, please. Now I'm ready with the data. Okay. One moment. In a minute, you will be getting that this JSON, employee JSON on your study material. You can download it so that you can work along with me. Okay. Now let's go ahead now. We already looked, switching a DB, use the DB, use MyDB, list the databases available, show DBs. If you wanted to create a new database and collection, my collection, I have created an use database, but it is not allotted memory for me. So why it is not? Unless you create a collection in it, you will not create a memory for it. Mongo will not create a memory for it. Since it is a schema-less, you may go on creating a much and much database, unnecessary database. So it's a small kind of a check where it wanted to reserve some memory for real data. All right. So Mongo SS we already linked. Clear one, if you wanted to clear, if you see something more on it, console.clear would help us. It clears, exactly like CLS. Let's start with the CRUD operations. We already have the data in it actually. Now let's try to insert more data, please. Insert single employee. You can use insert one. How do I do? Let me copy this one, please. I have to talk on it. You can insert one or many. So here, DB, the current DB it will try to pick up. Employees is a collection name where I would like to insert the data. Insert one. You see O uppercase here, it's a function available which takes a parameter like as an curly braces, which represents a document. Within that field value pair, employee number, name, age, gender, department, year, sales. Let's try to create this one. Let me open one notepad. Yeah, here. I would like to insert employee number as in 507, name as in my name, age mail. I mean to sell something here, this much. Just I wanted to know whether it is getting inserted or not, please. Copy this one. You see that I am trying to insert the, if it is successful one, in MySQL it says inserted query OK. Here it says acknowledge true and it creates a unique ID for us. Alright. To see that retrieving, we use a command called db.employees.find. If I am not wrong, my collection name is employee. Yeah, it created another employee actually. Let me see. You see, it has only one document in it. What it is created? You see, my collection which I created was employee, and I am trying to insert on employees, which is not available. What does MongoDB done for me? It created a new collection called employees and inserted the data into that. But actually my intention was to insert into the employee. Alright. So let's try to work on it. Let me update my code, my query. My query would be employee, please. Employee collection. Acknowledge true. Let me try to get the data. You see, out of many employees over here, the last one which we got inserted was with my name. Alright. So if you wanted to insert more than one, pretty simple, please. Insert many. Since we have a many over here, just to write it, those are beginners for them. db dot my collection name is employee dot insert many. It will take insert many, that means more than one. What is a data structure? I can hold more than one array. Have that array. Within that, have one first document and second document separated with an comma. Within this, you can write whatever you would like to write. Insert many. So what was the first one? Insert one. To insert only one document. For that, just directly insert the document. If you learned once before your MongoDB, there was one more command called insert, which is now it is deprecated. Insert will work for one as well as both. I mean to say one document and also many documents, which is now deprecated, which is not supporting now. Later versions or latest versions is not supporting the insert. Alright. So insert one, insert many. Creating in the CRUD operation, creation is done likewise. Let me go further. Read operation. Okay. Before that, everybody, collection is ready on your study material. Please download it. Log into Tufan. I need a confirmation from your end. Do you see employee JSON? Those who have logged into Tufan, could you confirm? We have shared on study material employee JSON. Yes. Yes, they can see. Download it and start working on it, please. So retrieving, we call that as in read operation or retrieval operation. For finding all the employees, employees dot find. Select command in our MySQL, here it is find. What is this pretty? What happens with pretty, without pretty? Let me show you that here. You see, pretty is something like, looks somewhat readable thing. One object after another object, I mean to say document. If I do not use the pretty one, it also still uses the, it is, I think it depends upon my system size, my console, all right, it seems already arranged. So pretty something like tries to put that as for a readable format. For finding a specific employee, this is how you do place. Find one. Finding many, find. If you wanted to query for one employee, so you need to find like, find, within that empty curly brace, I wanted to find employee number, colon, EMP number, colon, what is that? 277. Let me pick one of it. 277. So find 1. Find 1. You see, find will not take any parameters in it, but find 1 will take a parameter where you need to give the condition on what you want me to find. I wanted you to get the details of employee number 277. Let's try to enter. You see this? Yes, it is working. It's trying to return as in one document. Find will return all the documents, select star in MySQL, select something from select employee number equal to 277 in so and so table name. That is in MySQL. Here we will be writing find 1 like this. Does it really works with only the find also? Let's look into that. Yes, it is also working. That means find with particular condition is also okay. Find is not deprecated here. All right. Find with one condition or many conditions also will also work. Find 1 will only retrieves the only one document at a time. So to confirm that, let me query on, I wanted to return the age of employees which are 31. Let's see, find will return how many? Find is returning 2 documents here. 2 documents. That means it prints all of them with that query, with that condition which I have written in the function. Find 1. Let me do the same query with find 1. What do you see? It is trying to return only one document as a result. Out of many, which one it got written? The first occurrence of it. The first occurrence of it, it got written. You see, there are 2 employees with the same age 31, who is Wang Liu and Anu Cheta. It returned only the first one, Wang Liu, because that is the first occurrence among those 2 things. So while querying within find and find 1, be cautious please. Find also retrieves with conditions, find also returns with condition, but find returns all the data, find 1 returns only the one first occurrence. If there are many, only the first occurrence of it. What's happening everybody? Do you want me to pause for a while? You are creating collection and checking on it? How many of you are ready with employees collection on your Compass or Mongo shell? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How about 7? All right. You see here, there are many things we can have that in a coming minutes. You see here, age, GT greater than, which are the operators I'll be talking in a minute, name and so on. So this is called as a projection. All right. I'll try to show the projection now. What will be my output for this, will please? What will be my output? It returns the two documents. Two documents. Wang Liu and Anuj Chetta. You see, in every document, it is trying to return all the data of it. No, I'm not interested on it. For example, if it is a student, I wanted to know only the student and his marks for a unit test. I don't want his year of joining, I don't want his age, I don't want blah 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 of in student details. I want only the marks of the student unit test marks. Let's pretend here, I wanted the age 31, I wanted the names of those persons, not all the details available in it. Are you all with me? Are you seeing what I'm asking for? I do not want the entire document to be written. I want only the name of an employee whose age is 31. Only name. All right. How do I do that? Write the same condition. Write the same condition. The second parameter for the find, you can pass as another curly brace. This one we call that as a projection. We wanted to project only the required field. What do I need? What do I need? Name. Name colon 1. 1 represents true. 0 represents false. I wanted to get only the name of the employees. If you see it now, names are coming. By default, object ID is also coming. All right, I do not want the object ID also. Now you help me to what I can write here. I do not want an object ID to return. Make that ID as in 0 in a projection. All right, comma, why it is going down every time? You see that? Comma, underscore ID, colon, false, 0. All right. If you see now, it is only the names. So what did I do? I wanted to filter out the data of an age 31, but I do not want all the field value pairs in it. I want only the name of that persons. I want the name, make that as an 1, which represent name has to be projected. Name has to be shown in the output. ID by default will be coming anyhow. I do not want ID also. So to make it false, make that as in 0. You see, 1 is true, 1 is false here. The other way of writing it, 1 can be replaced with true, 0 can be replaced with false. This also 1 and same place. 1 and same. 1 and 0, true or false. Whichever you feel comfortable, go with it. So in a find operation, find will try to return all the document which matching with the filter. Everybody here, concentrate this one. This one is called as an filter. The second curly brace we called as an, come on, I already said many times, projection. Filter is what where you would like to write your query actually, and I wanted to project only the name, not even ID. All right. Shall I go further? Did I make sense so far? Yes? This is very important to understand, please. Dot limit, all of them you can learn many. For example, greater than 18 over here, I'll talk in a minute, please. I do not want to disturb the read operation. Next one, update operation. Among CRUD operations, create we have seen, read we have seen, update we are trying to work now. Update operation. If you wanted to update the salary of an employee, what should I do first? Filter out the salary. Or else the employee who's I wanted to update a salary of an employee number 111 with a salary of an 27,000. Let me get the salary of an 111 employee first. Now help me in writing. Find the employee ID 511 details. I mean to say, get the details of an employee 511. What I need to write? Help me please. What I need to write here? How do I filter out? Employee number 111. Write curly brace. Within that, filter condition employee number : 111. There is no 111. One moment. I'm sorry, there is no 111 in it. Let me update. What is my ID actually? There was one name, right? 507. All right. 507. Oh, that's a triple E, man. My bad. It's only double E. You see, it got returned me the one document matching with an 507 employee, and the salary of that employee is 31,000. I want that to be updated to an 40,000. So update operation we are trying to look at. So how do I update? Use an set here and salary to so and so. So same command, comma, one more curly brace, set, colon, what I wanted to set, salary field with 40,000. It's a fine, man. I wrote the complete thing. It has to be update. We are talking update, but I'm not saying that one. Update one, filter out the employee number 507, make his salary to 40,000. Modified one, all right? And let me check out that employee now. You see, it is 40,000. If you wanted to, what if there is more than one employee number 507? Basically, it would not be. Ideally, employee numbers will be the unique one. All right. What if in case? What if in case, if I update with update one, for example, there is a name called Bilahari for more than 2 employees. What does it updates then? It updates not all the Bilahari, it updates only the first occurrence of Bilahari, because it's update one. If you use update many, if there are more than one Bilahari, it tries to update all the Bilahari salary to 40,000. Did I make sense, everybody? How do you update? You see, I have written one example over here again. Employee update mini department, product development, whose department is so and so. I wanted to equalize all the employees under product development to 35,000. All right. Delete operation. If you wanted to delete one employee, delete one. If you wanted to delete many employees, delete many. I do not want it to perform on this because I do not want to disturb my employee collection. Are you all with me on the CRUD operation so far? Create, retrieve, update, delete. What is the difference between find one, insert many, insert one. Insert one, insert many. Come on. You're not interested to talk, your battery is down. I mean to say you're already exhausted. All right. Think on it, please. Insert is deprecated now in the latest versions, but actually it works like if your Mongo is supporting, that means you have the older versions. It supports for insert one and also insert many. Insert one will try to insert only one document. Insert many will try to insert many documents. How do you insert many? Have an angle, square brackets. All right. Now let's go after beyond the CRUD operations. Operators. All right. Operators. There are many operators, please. I'm trying to talk about the first comparison operators. EQ is something like equals. GT is something like greater than. GTE greater than or equals. All right. Within the range. Example like AND operation. LT less than. LTE less than or equals. NE not equals. NIN opposite to in, not in. Let's see a couple of examples on it, please. I wanted to get employees whose age is greater than 23 and less than 32. What do you think on it? Let me write on notepad for better understanding. Age between 23 and 32. What do you think on it? db dot employee dot find. Find will take filter operation on what you would like to filter. Age. I have more than one condition now, not only simple age equal to so and so. I wanted to get something between that range. So I can write something like GT operator greater than 23, all right, comma, less than LT less than 32. I forgot colon here. This is our place. We can write this since more than one over on this like this. All right. Let me copy this one. Paste it here. Oh, it did not come. Copy. Paste. Let's see. You see that? These many employees, please. There are many employees. I wanted to limit only 5 employees. I wanted to limit only 5 employees. I think this is the right time to talk on limit. Just dot limit. I believe you are doing along with me. Nagredi sir says, give them, I'm going on talking, you're not giving time them to work. You see, it only renders me the first 5 documents only. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I limited only the first 5. There are many actually. I wanted to get only the first 5. I wanted you to try a female employee. Okay, let me write what I'm expecting. Female employee getting less than 30,000 salary. Run it, play everybody. I wanted to see all the female employee getting less than 30,000. Okay, let me give only 25,000. I wanted to get all the female employees whose salary is less than 25,000. I want someone tell me that. Let me write the query outline. Tell me. I'm not updating, please. Someone help me. I don't know how to write this query now. I want female employees who are getting less than 25,000 salary. What is this? Filter. What is this? Projection. Filter on what? Salary or gender? Salary or gender? Filter on what? Gender. Filter on gender, who is female. Project only who are less than 25,000. LT less than, or if you want me to get 25,000 also, LTE. Okay? LTE less than or equals. Okay? Whose salary is 25,000. Does this works, everybody? Am I doing something wrong? All right? Copying. You see? You can see the salaries there. Oh, I'm seeing the previous one actually. There was an error, unexpected token, comma. Find gender female. Okay. filtering out, copy this. Now you can see whose salary is less than, oh, not this one. It's not giving us. Gender is female. Oh, see, this is my wrong. My bad. All right. This should work. Nobody less than 25,000? Oh, do I have capital F there? Thank you. You see that? All the employees who are female less than 25,000. All right. Likewise, I'll take one logical operator. Please work on these more. We'll have exercises on them. Logical operators and, not, nor, or. All right. Now I would like to find out, and for and joins the query clauses, returns all the documents that match the conditions for both the clauses. I think I need not talk on the and. You already know what do you mean by and from C language, Python, Java, everything. Employee. Okay, I wanted to find same query, same query. Using and operator, less than or equal. All right. Who is a female and also whose salary is 25,000 below, less than or equal. Same query by using and operator. Since this is the first time for you, let me try to help you out. Curly braces. All right. Filter operation, right? Right, and operation. Since there will be more than one condition, square bracket. And operation, square bracket. Whose gender is equal. I can write this one also. Equal female. All right. This is a filter. And also another condition, and salary colon LTE 25,000. I hope I'm not missing anything. Any curly brace? Okay. Okay. I forgot colon over here. You see that? Same query operation with filter and projection before, by using an and operation now. So please work on the not, nor, and or also. Element operator, does that field exist or not? You can check likewise. All right. Array operators, if there are more than one range, and operation kind of a thing. I think let me do this one. Same command again. Salary range between 25,000 and 35,000 using in operator. All right. Aggregation, we'll see that in the next one. Okay. We'll stop it here, talking part. We'll enable the queries you to practice